Cafe is our insurance platform, and we've developed this over 20 years. We're in our fourth iteration of this current solution. First one was a Windows application, and that later evolved into more of a web-driven development. And our latest iteration is all web, using latest technologies, using React. And we are busy laying the foundation of the next iteration, which we think will be groundbreaking going forward. Yes and no. In our team, we feel that you need to deliver the same quality and go through the same life cycle, independent of the fact that it's a large system or small system, has a smaller user base or big user space. But key to that, though, is in an enterprise development, you've got to focus more in terms of the architecture from a scalability perspective. On top of it, you also need to cater for a lot of the retention policies and the complexity that comes in with dealing with other systems that forms part of the infrastructure. On smaller developments, we could do a quick and dirty type solution and appear to provide a proof of concept. But eventually, even that small proof of concept needs to go back into a proper development lifecycle. Enterprise, small, in essence, we like to follow the same mindset in terms of developing this stuff. Enterprise systems just tend to have a lot more users, and you need to architecture that in your design phase. We have found that the core key aspect that you need to do is establish the big picture in the entire team. From the stakeholders to the business owners to your business analyst, your UX person and your developer. They need to have a key understanding of what we're trying to achieve when we've done with the solution. We'd like to encapsulate that idea in a vision document, and that vision document gets reviewed frequently during the life cycle. And whenever we do a component of development, that component needs to also have its vision, but the vision needs to be aligned with a greater vision document. That we have found is an absolute necessity, so we don't build or produce something that doesn't drive the business success, which ultimately drives the solution success. We remain competitive, I feel, in the fact that we can produce solutions quickly, efficiently, and well tested. And for us to do that, we have chosen, on my mind, the correct technology base, and we've acquired the correct skill base to quickly go and analyze what needs to happen in the market and then ultimately deliver on that expectation. For us, a smaller development team has numerous advantages. As a matter of fact, we believe any potential disadvantages is negated by the advantages. And when there's multiple factors, better communication. A smaller team, there's less of an innovation to speak to each other, communicate, and from that you find that you have better or quicker decision making. So we can communicate better, and they can finally come to a conclusion and make a decision. A smaller team has increased focus. As soon as you've got many players in that development team, they often tend to lose focus, but a small team that has ownership, they tend to go and really get the stuff done. And obviously a smaller team has a lower overhead cost. Less team players, less developers, less analysts, less business, UX layer designers, less cost. And we have found that, two developers don't produce double the work of a single developer. And sometimes, in an instance, we found that a team of 10 would have a much smaller output than a team of 5. With that whole scenario for other items, we find that we get better quality. There's ownership in the individual players. We've got a massive team of individual developers or other skill sets. They can often hide behind each other. If you've got one dedicated person, they either deliver and produce what you need. And there's better collaboration. because of the fact that it's a smaller team, people are more likely to obviously speak to each other, but also help each other, because they as a collective they're trying to produce a solution. And that's what we found was we prefer smaller teams. If we were producing much larger systems, we'd always try and break up the development focused teams into smaller teams themselves, so they can focus on what they need to deliver to the final solution.